Hello everybody and welcome to Car Confections. Now sitting behind us is our all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. And Drew, what are we doing with this today?
We're going to take it on a highway fuel economy test. So we are currently in Franklin, Tennessee, which is near Nashville, and we're going to be driving back to our home in Lexington. That's about a 4-hour road trip, primarily on the highway, but it will also have a little bit of city driving mixed in there as well. And we think it's a perfect opportunity to give you guys a sample of what kind of fuel economy you can expect when you go on a road trip in the all-new Santa Fe. So let's go ahead and take off. Now, before we hop in and take off, just wanted to really quickly remind you guys of what's under the hood. So the new Santa Fe is available with both the gas and a hybrid powertrain. We have the gas powertrain on our SEL. That's a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which produces 277 horsepower. Now, in terms of your fuel economy, the EPA estimate is 24 miles per gallon combined. That's what we're going to put to the test, though, and see how it actually stacks up against those EPA ratings.
All right, guys, so we're taking off from the hotel here in Franklin, Tennessee. As you can see, it's around a 241-mile drive back home, and we're going to have to mute the navigation so it's not yapping. So a pretty extensive road trip. This should give us a very good sample of what the fuel economy is like. And before we start here, I do want to point out we have the front-wheel drive version of this Santa Fe. So that means that we are going to get better fuel economy than the all-wheel drive, as you would expect. The all-wheel drive comes in at 23 miles a gallon combined, and this one is 24 mpg. In the city, it's rated at 20, and on the highway, it's rated at 29. So in this test, we will be mostly driving on the highway, so we would expect a number closer to that 29 mpg range if we're hoping, to achieve what the EPA is testing at. And hopefully we're able to exceed that maybe, but we're going to see on this fuel economy test. Okay, so we are at the gas station about to fill up the Santa Fe. I do want to point out, this is our personal Santa Fe, but we did wait. It has 995 miles, so it's broken the engine, so we're now at the 1,000-mile mark.
Broken it in, you mean?
Well, yeah, just a little bit, but, we have it, properly equipped with 1,000 miles on it, and as far as filling up process, you just pop the lid. Yeah. It does take regular fuel. You do not need premium fuel, so that's certainly a benefit.
Nice little spot there to put the cap, and we're going to go ahead and fill it up, and then that way we'll be able to manually calculate. So we'll tell you what the car says at the end, but we'll also tell you what our manual calculations say after we fill it up. Then when we get home, we'll see how much fuel we used exactly.
Well, guys, here we are starting out on our journey. We just stopped and got gas, so we are on a full tank with our new Santa Fe, and we're heading, a little bit in the city portion, but we're about to get on the interstate to start our mostly highway drive fuel economy test. Now we have everything reset in the vehicle. One of the things that we kind of want to point out is that this Santa Fe has quite a large gas tank. On half a tank of gas, we held like 9.2 gallons. We'll get the official number for you guys and put it in a text box down below, but the Santa Fe does have a pretty large fuel tank, and it's showing 411 miles of estimated range on a full tank. Alrighty, so we are on check-in number 1. So we'll be doing 3 different check-ins. So we're going to do it at 100 miles left, so in about 75 more miles. And then we're going to do the final check-in to see what the car is saying. But right now we've gone 60 miles. It's been a little bit of slower interstate driving because we went through Nashville, and the speed limit's a little lower there, so more like 65 to 70 miles per hour instead of 70 to 80 miles per hour. And we have the results. So Drew, do you want to tell us what we're sitting at in the first 58 miles?
At 58 miles, we're actually averaging 33.1 so far, so very impressive.
That is.
Initial result here. Like Mason said, we're going a little slower. We're going to, in terms of when we're cruising here, just to show you guys exactly what we're doing. When we're cruising on the interstate, we're going to do 75 miles an hour when we can. Obviously, if we're in a construction zone like we were for a decent amount of time, we're going to be going what they recommend during that construction zone. But so far, very impressed overall with this.
Yeah, 33 mpg is 4 mpg better than what this vehicle is rated as according to the EPA on the highway. So 29 is that number to keep in mind as we do this fuel economy test. But we're going to see how it holds up over time, and we're going to check in here in another 75 miles.
If you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
That's weird.
The stuff you see on highways, right? We got a horse and buggy. I feel like I'm back in the 1920s. Okay.
Guess the Amish are out today. All right. Yeah, so here we are. We're back for the second check-in. In terms of the miles that we've traveled,
133 miles.
133 miles.
We have 100 miles left in our trip. And as far as the fuel economy is concerned, like we said earlier, we are going a little bit lower speed in the city. We've pretty much cleared out of any type of city, and we're just doing interstate driving. So we've been averaging, we have our cruise set on about 75 miles per hour, which we feel like is pretty accurate to what most people will end up driving on the interstate. And as far as the fuel economy, we're sitting at 31.4 miles per gallon. Drew, do you want to grab a quick picture of that? And then, 31.4. So it has gone down a little bit from our previous check-in. So definitely driving 75, I think it's a little bit less efficient than the, 65 that we were looking at previously. However, one thing I do also want to point out is that, as you can see outside, it's, starting to get a little cloudy and a little bit more stormy. So, I also believe that we're kind of heading into maybe a little bit of a severe thunderstorm system, and that's contributing, a little bit more wind.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell it's blowing us around a little bit, so it's getting windier. One of the interesting things about this Santa Fe that I think this is a good time to point out is the fact that this is a box, right? And you would think box means it's not going to be aerodynamic, and that would hurt the fuel economy. That's actually not the case. Hyundai has done some kind of almost magic with this, because you wouldn't believe that this is almost as aerodynamic as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 electric vehicle. They've gotten this down to a 0.29 coefficient of drag, which is really exceptional. Some of the things that this has, you can see, like the active grille shutters, they open and close, so they will be closed on the highway to help you be more aerodynamic. But otherwise, I'm not sure exactly what they've done, but they have really done some incredible work to get that coefficient of drag down.
Yeah, we're going to see how this fuel economy holds up, but so far, even at 136 miles into this drive, now we're still sitting quite a bit above what the EPA is saying that this vehicle is rated at. And it's time for our final check-in. We have completed our trip. We're back home in Lexington, Kentucky, and the overall trip it was 229.5 miles. So now we're up to 1,222 miles on the Santa Fe, and 230 miles is a pretty substantial trip. It's statistically helps it be a little bit more accurate. Took us 3 hours and 24 minutes, and the Hyundai says 30.4 miles per gallon is what we averaged on that trip. So that is above the 29 mpg that the EPA says for this vehicle. And honestly, if you ask me, for a big box like this, I think it's pretty darn impressive that it can cruise down the road and get over 30 miles per gallon and have 3 rows and, a 2.5 turbo engine under the hood.
Yeah.
It's not the hybrid version. The hybrid, of course, will probably get better fuel economy.
Now, of course, we're going to manually verify that. So let's hit the math. filled up, of course, until it said it was full.
Yeah, so...
And we used, that was how many gallons, Mason?
So 229.5 miles. You know, this is not too complicated math, so see if you can follow with me here. 229.5 miles. And when we filled up at the gas station after our trip, we used 7.537 gallons. So 7.537 gallons, 229 miles divided by that many gallons. The official number, 30.44 miles per gallon. So apparently Hyundai knows how to math.
Yes,
because that's exactly
absolutely in agreement.
It's exactly what the Hyundai said we were getting. So 30.44 is our official manually calculated fuel economy across this trip. And it is worth noting, towards the end we did start to get into like a little bit of some weather systems, so that probably dropped our fuel economy down a little bit, at least from the beginning part of our drive.
But I mean, watching it was pretty consistent the whole way.
Yeah,
Even though we were going up and down some hills, we got a little windier as time progressed, like you said. So
I have to say I'm pretty darn impressed.
I think quite impressive.
Yeah, and of course we're very curious to see what the hybrid model will be like when we're able to drive the Santa Fe hybrid. It should get even better fuel economy, but at least out of this 2.5 turbo model, if you're going to be doing a lot of highway cruising, I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised with the fuel economy figures. That's for sure. And if you found this video helpful, we would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, not only are you going to get access to a lot more Santa Fe content, we of course own this vehicle, so we're going to be making a lot of content on it. You're also going to get access to a ton of car reviews and news and all types of stuff that I'm sure you won't want to miss out on. So please hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support. And if you're looking to buy a new vehicle, a Hyundai Santa Fe or any new product, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, while you do that, because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price on your new vehicle. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealer negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description. And guys, that's where we're leaving off on this video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.